Season 3 is finished, everyone dies, Gihan's suicide and the games continue in United States. If you did not expect any spoilers, it is too late. In this video you will be the first who will find out everything about how the Squid Game Season 3 has ended and what new plot information appeared for the future new series. Be sure to watch till the end as you are not allowed to miss this. Let's start from the most exciting news. The final game took place. By good old tradition it is called Squid Game, but with one little adjustment. Just like the base of traditional Squid Game. From Season 1 this game includes rectangle, triangle, and circle shapes, but these shapes are located on the most impressive height we ever met in Squid Game history. But before diving into the rules, main crew of the finalists and the final outcome that will leave you speechless, let's come back a few games back. From the beginning of the Season 3 we notice huge tension inside the main group. While player 120, 149, 007 and 222 are gathered around Gihan, one player stays aside all this time. After recent events Daeho does not approach Gihan, but this is not for long. Since the moment player 007 shares the events of the rebellion night and Daeho actions that betrayed the whole rebellion team, Gihan puts whole blame for the failure on Daeho's shoulders and kills him slowly with his long tension looks. The new day starts and all players are gathered in the new room to start the new game. This one is the first game of the season and the fourth game of the Squid Game round. Hope you did not forget that the first 3 games of this round were played in Season 2. The name of the game is hide and seek and the rules as always are deadly simple. All players split into teams of red and blue by choosing a random ball from the machine. The blue team are these who hide inside the maze. They get a key in the blue boxes and a task to find a way out from the maze as fast as possible or hide as best they can. The reason for this is a red team who get a task to seek for the blue players and kill. Every red team member gets a knife, which means killing will be much quicker and smoother. And the most happy part of the rules for red team is that each member must kill at least one blue member to pass the game, so no place for mercy. On such a note, pink soldiers leave the players kindly mentioning that during the next few minutes, players can exchange their teams if they feel so. As soon as they are inside the maze, there is no turning back. The discussions go slow, but in this video you will know fast results. Player 007 exchanges his blue vest on his mother's red vest to free her from the task to kill. It means he has to kill one person in the maze and his mother has to hide. Daeho, under Gihan killing look that very soon will turn into actions, tries to find a person to exchange the blue vest, but he fails. On the last second, Chuni gives her red vest to player 333 in exchange for his promise to find her after killing one person and save her and baby's life. On this note, everyone goes inside the maze. And while all red players choose random blue players to kill, Gihan is hunting only one. That is Daeho. Whole game he walks up and down searching for him and at the end will find him. If you watched the Season 3 you know the outcome. If you did not, let's keep this meeting for you to see on the screen. Player 333 surprisingly teams up with player 124 agreeing to help each other kill blue players fast and easy. With this goal he plans to reach Chuni faster and be her protector. But inside the maze he understands that as many blue players he kills as much money he can get. This switches his mind and he starts to kill any blue vest he sees. Meanwhile, player 120 to 122 and 149 make an alliance and decide to pass the game together. Of course, in this trio, player 120 protects the team and proves that once you were a soldier, you remain soldier all life. She kills every red team player who tries to hurt them, but her team players skillfully hurt themselves on their own. Player 222 running by the stairs hits her leg and makes a trauma because she cannot walk. They hide in one of the rooms that feels cozy enough for Chuni to give birth. But baby girl is loud, which attracts red players. Fighting with another, such player 120 accidentally finds a door that leads out from the maze. It means that for her and her team the game is almost over and they can leave. But trying to bring happy news to the team brings a knife in her back from the red team player. She falls dead on the floor, and behind her appears player 333, who falls in eyes of viewers lower with every scene in this season. That is how we lose player 120. But trying to open the door to exit player 149 and 222 with baby in her hands meet player 007. All this time he walked in the maze trying to fight fear of using knife. But when he understands that time is running out and he will be eliminated if he won't kill anybody, but his eyes fall on Chuni. Trying to protect young mother with baby, player 149 tries to convince the son to kill her instead. But sons in such age rarely listen to mother, so to finish Chuni, player 007 raises his knife. A second and another knife appears in his back. His mother uses her hairpin knife to stop him. A big emotional trauma for everyone who watches next minutes of this scene. But that is how we lost player 007. This is also the moment when for the first time we meet VIPs, as they were invited at the end of the game inside the maze to take part in eliminating the remaining players. They happily agree that adding something new to each Squid Game is something that frontmen can be proud of. Later after the game, player 149 gives Gihan inspiring talk about bad people who never think of their actions, and good people who destroy their heart and soul when they do something bad. She confesses that she was the one who killed her own son, letting her emotions out. At the end, she asks Gihan to help player 222 and baby, as they will not survive without him, giving Gihan a glimpse of new purpose to continue the games. On the next morning, everyone wakes up from the fresh coffin that pink soldiers bring to the room, while we question if inside could be some second Gihan that survived from rebellion. The coffin is for player 149, who at night hangs herself on the bed. This is how we lost player 149. Players can die and suicide, but the games continue. So the remaining players head to new game. Noticing that Chuni walks hard after hide and seek, Gihan offers her to carry child. He promises to help her in next games, just like player 149 asked. The new game is jump rope, and this is the 5th game in the round. While jump rope moves, players must pass the bridge that is over big height. Of course, this all must be done in exact time, and whoever stays will be eliminated. But when rope starts moving, nobody takes chance. At this moment, Mincy becomes bold and teases player 124 with drug necklace he lost in previous game. Throwing drugs in middle of bridge. Player 124 is first who takes chance and first who loses life in jump rope. Gihan understands that in this game he must reach other side not by himself but with player 222. He decides to cross with baby and come back to player 222. This makes him second who crosses bridge, but his plan ruins before our eyes. Other players motivated by time start moving and it is impossible to go back. While all players jump, another player who reaches other platform decides to help get rid of players. He pushes everyone who dares to cross the bridge, making huge delay on the bridge and erasing the time left for Gihan faster. Having almost 40 seconds, Gihan finally has chance to come back for player 222, but not this time. Chuni stands on edge of the platform asking Gihan to save her child and makes a step to abyss. This is how we lose player 222. All this time VIPs watch the game. To spice up things, they offer to make baby a real official player. That is how baby girl becomes new player 222 and directly inherits all mother's money and place in game. But this news does not make other players happy who just come back to the player's room after jump rope. New rules say that players cannot use violence or get rid of baby from this moment. Now all players become finalists and will take part in final game. That is how Gihan, besides becoming nanny, becomes finalist second time. But the finalists team is very specific. We see familiar players, player 100, player 125, player 333, and new unknown faces as player 203, 039, 353, and 336. Of course, old good player for 156 and new baby player 222. This evening everyone gets big feast and even baby gets warmed up milk and cute pink soldier feeder. At night when all players had enough food, drink and fall asleep, Gihan stays awake. He gets invitation from frontman and finally understands that his good friend from season 2 player 001 was host all this time. But Ho does not share his past or reasons to become a host, as we all would so eager to hear. He offers Gihan a knife to kill all sleeping players now and go home with baby and money. Exactly this offer Ho once got from Ilnam and used it in his own time. Gihan also takes a knife and heads to sleeping players, yet does not act. The vision of player 067 reminds him that he is not this kind of person, so Gihan comes back to bed, keeping the knife for the future. Next day starts and players come to new playground. The final 6th game is called Sky Squid and it has 3 height platforms. On each platform, players must choose only one who will fall from platform so other players could pass. The game starts when button on each platform is pushed to green, and players have 15 minutes to decide. From the beginning, all players decide to get rid of Gihan, baby, and Minsu. But during game, everyone tries to act polite and under democracy principles vote for elimination. But if first platform passed quick and Minsu is killed easy, the next second platform gives more problems. The whole democracy team starts to break out, eventually kill each other. But to save your time watching this video, let's jump to the last platform and dilemma between remaining player 333 and 456. Trying to get money and save Gihan's life, player 333 wants to throw the baby from the top. Yet Gihan's promise to player 222 does not let him give up baby. But Gihan has time to hold edge when player 333 falls to bottom. This could be victory. Gihan with baby could win in this very second, but we are in Squid Game. The button that players must push on each platform is still untouched, and that only means when it turns green, time starts to count. Now Gihan must decide who to eliminate, him or the baby. While this choice looks clear for VIPs, Gihan puts baby far from edge only to step out from platform on his own will. He decides to sacrifice his own life to save baby as he promised to player to 122. Finally, after all players dead, Junho reaches correct island. The ship moving closer to the island gives evacuation signal inside the games. Inho launches bomb detonator that activates bombs hidden. In tunnels, all soldiers and VIPs are evacuated, but before leaving, Inho heads to baby to pick up the new winner of the Squid Game. Reaching VIP's room, Junho sees brother but does not get answers to his forever question. Why? The picture of the island in fire changes to Kids Park and note that half year passed. Neil sits in front of former player to 146 who paints her portrait. He asks if they ever met as her face looks familiar, on which former soldier 11 smiling answer that they work in one Kids Park. They meet with daughter who passed all therapies and now healthy. Neil asks her to not be sick again and leaves promising to come back one day. Now she heads to China as she got a call from the detective who found her long missing daughter. Coming home, Junho finds a baby and old suit of player to 122 and a card in the envelope. This card is on Junho's name and has all winning money of player to 122. The broker who player 067 worked for in season 1 promised to cutthroat finished the case and finally found the mother. Meanwhile, all money Gihan won in first game is missing and the camera slowly shows Los Angeles cozy neighborhood. One man reaches the house and rings the door, which is opened by grown-up Gihan daughter. This man is Inho. He brings gift to Gaeong. He says he is Gihan friend and informs girl that Gihan passed away but left her something. In the box, Gaeong finds Gihan's green jumpsuit with number 456 and a card on his name with all the left prize money. Sadly, there is no pin code with it. The car with frontman drives Los Angeles streets and stops on the light street. He pushes the window down and sees woman in a suit hitting the poor man playing good old Dakji. Squid Game that had to close in Korea now thrives and continues in United States. The woman notices Inho and smiles to him like good old friend. In the background, we can hear how the man asks to play one more time and she agrees. She found one more player for the next Squid Game in USA.